Good evening. Hi there, replay viewers. Welcome, welcome. How's everybody's Sunday going? I had breakfast for dinner, which is like my favorite thing. I love breakfast for dinner. Chocolate chip pancakes and bacon. Yeah, sorry, not that healthy, but it was delicious. Hey, good evening, Joshua. Welcome back from your trip. Hope you had fun. I was just watching your replay for a minute or two, but I'll have to finish watching it later. I'm just giving everybody a minute to get their notifications, but then we'll get started. In the meantime, you can take a look. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What a great experience. You're just taking a look at my blog, and I wanted to point out I am having a giveaway right now, so feel free to head over to it. It's readingandwritingredhead.com. And you can enter to win a Barnes & Noble gift card. And I threw in like $10 to my TPT store just to thank everybody for their support. So let me flip this around and say hi. Hey guys, I know everyone has a busy, a busy Sunday night. So I just don't want to wait too long, but good evening. I'm Bex. You might know me from my blog, which you just saw if you were on Reading and Writing Redhead. And I'm a teacher, and I teach second grade, and one of the topics of my recent scopes has been organization. So trying hard to keep myself organized, to keep my student work organized is like a daily struggle. I don't know about you guys if you feel that too, or if you're like naturally very organized. I think I'm organized, but if I had a lot more time and a lot more containers and things from the container store, I'd be super organized. But it's hard to keep up with in the classroom. So I thought since it's something I'm working on, I thought it would make great topics for scopes. So that's why I've been doing the organization scopes lately. All right. Yes. Actually I'm always trying to think of new ones. So yeah, typos, autocorrect. Feel free to throw in, as I do these scopes, feel free if you're on the live scope to do your, throw in some comments and suggestions. But what I wanted to talk about and give you some tips on is getting organized for parent conferences and volunteering. So I teach elementary school, so I'm not sure about other folks, but how my school does conferences is they give us, half days and conference evenings, but it's up to us to contact the parents and set up, all the conferences. We're expected to offer conferences, of course, to all the parents. I'm not sure, Joshua, if that's what you guys do, or if your school has just kind of like a walk-in. I know some schools have like an open door, they just have conference afternoons and parents just show up and kind of wait their turn. We have conferences in December and in March. So I just had about 14 conferences last week, and then I have 7 more on Wednesday. We have a trimester system, which I feel like is a little unusual, so I'm not sure about other people. But in the old days, old days meaning like 5 years ago, oh, okay. All right, so you just have your first ones a little bit earlier than we do, but we're both in March. So in about 5 years ago, and back to the beginning of my teacher career in the late 90s, how you did your conference signups, or at least how I did them, was on open house night or back to school night. You post like a big poster and, have all the little time slots written down or typed out, and parents take a pencil and just write their name in. And then you had to, transfer it all to wherever you kept that information. And then I would have to, send out paper reminders, right? So then, emails helped with that. So, if parents still signed up with a hard copy, but then if, I needed to send a reminder or they needed to change their time, we just did it through email. So then a couple years ago, my school started using Google for their email. So we had Google Forms and Google Spreadsheets. Okay, yeah. So Yeah, you also tried. Okay, so I was going to tell you about some of the problems when we tried Google for it. Okay, so I'm not alone. All right, so you've gone back to paper. So sometimes, you know, the old standbys work best. With all the great technology we have, sometimes we just go back to what worked previously, which is pen and paper, whatever. So I tried using like Google Calendar and setting up like appointment slots or something. That's right. Yep, if it ain't broke. So I tried setting up like calendar slots and all this. This was like 2 years ago, and found out that like people who didn't have Gmail were having trouble. You know, they couldn't get into the calendar. And I was like spending time fielding emails about that and like looking up the schedule and emailing them back. And so that didn't work. I also used to do the same procedure for signing up for volunteers. So I'd put out volunteer sign up at open house night, which meant I would have to be super organized and know in advance pretty much what I wanted for volunteers the entire year, which was really challenging to know it like 1 to 2 weeks into the school year on open house night. So a couple years ago, I was in this blog, Adventures in Literacy Land. Sorry everybody. And we did our signups for who was going to blog on what day with SignUpGenius. So I'm sure you have heard of SignUpGenius in one form or another, but I was like, couldn't this work for parents signing up for things? And I had kind of started to see more in social media how, yes, other teachers were using SignUpGenius for school things. So what I did is, and I'm going to give you a little peek on my computer here, I'm just going to try to keep it short, is I have, in the last 2 years, done the conference signups on SignUpGenius and the volunteer signups, and it has worked terrific, right? Like once in a great while, I get a family that doesn't seem to use the internet, like they're not on my email list, and it's hard to get in touch with them. But for the most part, you know, 99% of my parents in the last like 2 years have been able to do it this way, and it's worked great. So it's up to the individual teachers. Great question. Thanks, Joshua. It's up to the individual teachers how they, you know, do it. So it's me individually that decided to do SignUpGenius. There's a couple other teachers in the school that do it. Some still do it paper and pencil, and some have been also still trying to use Google, like Google stuff. I don't even know which aspect of Google they were using. One first grade teacher was telling me that she had done hers in Google somehow, and she, I guess, didn't know how to set it up so that parents couldn't edit the time slots, and she was having parents like extend their time slots. Like if she had a 20-minute conference, they were changing the end time of their conference, so they had like a 40-minute conference. Some people were going in and adding their own slots at the end. So actually, I'm not sure. So I think that would be really interesting. Maybe we could set up a survey. There are 6 second grade teachers, and at least the second grade teachers could, you know, set up an easy survey, the Survey Monkey or something, and see what the parents think. And I could certainly just do that for my class, like ask my students' parents, like, hey, did you like doing it this way? All right, so let me flip this around and just give you a quick peek at SignUpGenius. So this is my SignUpGenius page, and I have been using it for a couple years. Like this is an old one, which I should archive. You can see my current spring conference signups and volunteering signups. And I love the volunteering signups because I don't have to plan it out like the whole year in advance. I can have just a few months of signups on there at a time, which is great, especially as we get closer to the end of the year. Like I don't want right now to have June in there because so many things have not been scheduled yet that I know are going to disrupt the volunteer schedule. So let me click on this. This is just a little sample I made so you can see what it looks like. So if I was a parent and going on my SignUpGenius, This would have some real information here, but down here, they could just quickly look in their chronological order, tells them the date, the day of the week, and the time slot. And then we can click here, sign up, and submit and sign up. And you can put a comment in there if you were a parent signing up. You can, like this is me, so I'm not going to sign up myself. But I like this too when I'm signing up for other people's SignUpGenius things. I can get myself a little email sent. All right, so also one thing you can do is you can set, when you create a sign up, so let's pretend we're going to create a sign up right now. When you create a sign up, you have a bunch of options, and we'll just pretend I put in a little description here about reminders. So I decided to have SignUpGenius. It will automatically email parents reminders, I think about 4 or 5 days before conferences, because I figured that'll give them enough time to make sure that they can still come to the slot they signed up for, and if they can't, maybe they can still work it out. And if they have to change it, then they're still, it's not last minute. So I think that works great. You can have them get the reminder a week, 2 weeks in advance, a day, 2 days. So, then you can pick your theme here. There's tons of themes. You can use your own custom image. Time slots is what I do for, see, it says right there, parent conferences. Volunteer slots fall under that category too. Actually, you can do parent volunteers as recurring, but it has to be every single week. So down here, let's just say, all right, days of the event. I feel like I did that wrong, but anyway, okay. It's hard to hold the phone, think, and talk all at once. All right, so let's just say I wanted volunteers most of the days of the week, and it's going to be every hour. Oh, that's really long. We'll pretend these are parent conferences. So you put in the start time, you put in the end time. What a long parent conference this would be. All right, and then let's say you want to add more times, you can do that. All right, so then you've got your one conference up here or volunteer slot. You can add more down here. Okay, then let's just say I'm done. And then you have to give your slot a name. So we'll just say volunteer. I'm sort of seesawing here back and forth between volunteering and conferences. So just for this example. So you decide what you want to, hello Pam, decide what contact information you want from the parents who are signing up. I don't usually require that. Okay, so here's where you can change the dates, how far in advance you want them to get their conference or volunteer reminder. So I usually do 4 or 5 days. You can allow them to switch slots. So if someone can't come in for parent volunteering, they can switch to someone else on the list. And I don't know what that is. Sharing on social media. This is awesome. Parents, when they sign up, SignUpGenius will send you an email, or when they delete their slot, thanks for the hearts, you'll also get an email. That is so helpful. So helpful. So you can be like, oh, Susie's mom signed up, great. Oh, Tim's mom canceled his conference but didn't set up a new one, so you can follow up. So then they give you a little sneak peek. All right. So let me flip this around. Hi, good evening. So that's just a quick look at SignUpGenius. So I really like that my parents can go on in their own time and when it's convenient for them and sign up. and I can easily check it from my phone or computer if I'm like, oh, who's coming in to volunteer tomorrow? If it's like 8 p.m. and I'm at home, if it was the old days, I would be like, I have no idea. My paper and pen list is hanging up next to my desk. I have to wait till tomorrow morning to find out, but now I can just go on SignUpGenius and see. The reminders for parents are great. I think it must decrease the no-shows, although I still get no-show conferences, unfortunately, which just kind of stinks, but it is what it is. And then also the notifications when people sign up or delete their sign-ups or whatnot is also super helpful. And Joshua from World Language Classroom was on the scope earlier, and he was asking, is this an individual thing I do or my school does it? So at my school, if you're just joining my school, it's up to the individual teacher to arrange their conferences. So I do it individually. And he also was curious, what way do parents prefer? Do they prefer paper and pencil? Do they prefer like some kind of Google Calendar thing or SignUpGenius? And I thought that would be a great thing to find out. I can definitely survey my own parents, or, as a grade level, the teachers and I can survey all the second grade parents and find out if they would like using SignUpGenius or not. So that's something to look into. And if you teach foreign language, you might want to check out Joshua's Periscope channel. It's at FL Classroom. He has tons of great helpful scopes. He had a really good one tonight on exit slips and a few other things, which I didn't catch the whole scope, but I'll have to watch the replay. You can also catch me, Bex, and watch my scopes later on catch.me. That's KATCH.me. And if you like Jamberry, here's my Jamberry manicure for today. Check out my other channel on Periscope at Redhead Manicures. So, and don't forget, go to my blog and enter that giveaway for that $25 Barnes & Noble gift card and $10 to my TPT store. It's to thank all my terrific followers. I had some great milestones on Facebook, Periscope, and Instagram in like the last 10 days. So grateful. So I wanted to do something nice for you guys. So thank you and have a great rest of your night. Bye.